Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our next class of English. And today we are going to do one poem from your reader book, Communicate in English. But before I start, I just want to ask you some of the words and the sounds that they make. Can you just give me the answer? For example, I just want you to tell me any two words of your choice along with the sounds that they make, like snake. The sound of snake is known as hiss. So similarly, can you tell me what is the sound of duck called? Yes, it's quack quack. Yes. So what is the sound of you can say any other bird like sparrow or crow? What is it called? How do they speak? It's known as chirp. They make a chirping sound. Chirp chirp. Okay. Then we have sheep. What is the sound that is associated with sheep? Ba ba. Yes. So this is the way we identify, just as we speak, the birds and the animals, they also speak in their manner. So what is the sound that is hoot? Can you tell me, have you ever heard this sound of hooting? Who does this sound of hooting? No. Okay, I will tell you that. The poem that we will read today is associated with the sound of hooting only, and I will tell you who makes the sound of hoot. But before that, who guards our house at night? Yes, you all know that. Watchman, obviously. So watchman guards our house at night, and some of the sounds that we have discussed are all related to these birds and animals. So hooting is the sound that is related to the bird owl, and the name of the poem is also the owl. So today we will be studying about the owl. So let's start the poem. First I will read the poem. Just pay attention to the pronunciation of the words, and then we will discuss the meaning of the poem, and I will give you the word meanings also, and you will just copy it down in your reader notebook. So let's start. It's a very interesting poem, and it's on page number 51, written by Ruskin Bond. So he is a poet who writes about the nature, especially the birds, animals, flowers, trees, and also he is a very good author too. So let's read the poem once, written by Ruskin Bond. At night, when all is still, the forest sentinel glides silently across the hill and perches in an old pine tree, a friendly presence his. No harm can come from night bird on the prowl. His cry is mellow, much softer than a peacock's call. Why then this fear of owls calling in the night? If men must speak, then owls must hoot. They have the right. On me it casts no spell, rather it seems to cry, the night is good, all is well, all is well. So this is a beautiful poem written by Ruskin Bond. Did you get something from the poem? What the poet is trying to say in this poem? It's all about the owl. Sometimes we feel that when crow is sitting, it is a common belief that if crow is sitting on the wall of your house and is just crowing, then it means that some guests are about to come in your house. Does your family members, or especially your grandparents, do they speak these type of sentences in your house? Do they believe this? Yes, some of the omens are there. We believe in good luck signs. Some of the old omens are there, which we consider as bad omens. Like if there is a belief that if dog cries at night, then something bad is going to happen. There will be a news of someone's death in the house. So all these are just myths, you can say, but we should not believe on this. So similarly, we are talking of the owl, which is considered as a bad omen, bad luck, a sign of bad luck by some people. But then it is not so. The poet proves that the owl is a very nice person who guards our forest just like a watchman guards our house. So this is something about the poem Owl that we are going to study in this poem. Then he also says, Ruskin Bond says, that just like we human beings have the right to speak, similarly the owls also have the right to speak in their own language, and their language is known as hooting. So their sound is known as hooting. So they are very nice birds who just keep on protecting the forest at night time. Because can you tell me which is the night bird? Which is the bird that is known as night hunter? Yes, it's owl, because owls wake up in the morning and they wake up in the night and they sleep in the morning. So they are known as night hunters. So it's a very good poem. Let us read again one line by line and get into the meaning of it. At night when all is still. Now what is still? Still is when there is no movement. Have you noticed the time at night about you can say 10 or maybe at 11 o'clock? So it's all stillness around. If you see on the roads, you will find very less number of people moving, or there is no noise of vehicles as we can notice in the daytime or in the evening. So it is very, very peaceful atmosphere environment in the night. So at night when all is still, when there is no movement at all. So let's write down the meaning of still. So still is without any movement, or you can say calmness. Without any movement. When there is no movement of vehicles or persons on the road, there is peacefulness everywhere on the roads outside your house. The forest sentinel. Now what is sentinel? Sentinel is guard, a watchman. Just as we have a guard to take care of our house in the night, similarly in the forest there is a owl who takes care of the trees, who sits on the pine tree in the forest and looks after all the forest and other birds and animals. So he just acts like a watchman. So sentinel here is a guard or a watchman. Glides silently across the hill. Now what is glides? Glides. Have you seen parachute gliding? So what is this? They are moving. So gliding is what? Nothing but move silently. Glide is to move. Okay. So glide silently across the hill we are talking of. I have already told you Ruskin Bond is a lover of nature and he writes poem based on nature, the hills, the mountains, the trees, the birds and the animals. So we are talking of a hilly area. So he says that the owl is sitting on a pine tree in the forest along the hillside and perches in an old pine tree. So it's a very old tree and the name of the tree is pine tree. It is conical in shape. In the mountain area if you go, you will see that the trees are of which shape? They are conical shape. Why? Because there is snowfall, and just to make the snow slide, the nature has made the shape of the trees into a conical so that the snowfall can easily slide along. So we talk about and perches in an old pine tree. Perches means, perches here meaning is the sitting place of the bird, and perches means sits. Perches sits. The owl where it is sitting on an old pine tree in the forest. A friendly presence is, and he is as friendly as we are friendly. So similarly, as humans are friendly to their friends, to their knowns, to their relatives, so similarly the owl is also a friendly bird. So you need not have any fear of the owl if you happen to see the owl in your house. So this is a very beautiful poem. No harm can come from night bird on the prowl. So the poet says that you should not worry, the owl will not at all harm you, but he is sitting on a pine tree and simply looking on the prowl. Prowl is his prey, whatever he feeds on, his food. So he is simply sitting on the pine tree in the forest and looking for his prey. So on the prowl is hunting for prey. It's given in your glossary in the book, so I am not going to write it on the board. If you want to write the words that are there in the glossary, that is your wish. Otherwise, just copy the words that are here on the board. So what is it? On the prowl is hunting for its prey. As we humans need food to live, similarly these birds also, they also need food. So he is hunting for his prey by sitting on the tree. His cry is mellow. Mellow means very, very pleasant. His voice is pleasant. It's just pleasant or sweet like the cry of a peacock. If a peacock cry is considered as a sweet cry, then you can compare the cry or the sound of peacock with a owl. So it is also very mellow or it is also very pleasant, sweet to listen to your ears. His cry is mellow, that is pleasant, much softer than a peacock's call, or even you can say much softer than a peacock's call. It is much softer or pleasant to your ears if you hear than a peacock's sound. Why then this fear of owls calling in the night? So what is the need to fear of these owls? They are just friendly birds. You need not fear from the owls. If men must speak, then owls must hoot. So if men have the right to speak, we all speak. So the owls, they also have the right to hoot. It is their right to speak. And I have already told you, their sound is known as hooting. So they also have the right to speak. They must also hoot means they should also speak. They should also cry. So you can't stop them. It's their right as we have. So they have the right. On me it casts no spell. So now what does it mean? That poet is saying if it does not bring any bad luck for me, then how can it bring bad luck for you? So they are very friendly creatures. You should not be scared of them. They will not give you any harm, but they are just sitting and looking for their prey in the forest. Do we get any harm from the watchman? Do you ever scare from the watchman with his torch, with his whistle, with his stick that he is carrying in his hand? So what's the need to fear with the owl? No, it's not like that. He's also just like a watchman. So what if it's speaking, it's crying in the night? So we all have the right to speak. And it will always be very, very pleasant to hear. And it will not bring you any harm. And then it will not be taken as a bad luck. You should not consider an owl as a bad luck. Rather, it seems to cry, the night is good, all is well, all is well. So, just as the watchman protects your house in the night and his whistle that he blows, it gives you a message that I am there to take care of your house. You need not worry. Everything is good. Everything is fine. So similarly, the owl is also crying that you need not worry. Everything is fine. All is good. All is well. So this is the message that is given by the owl through his cry. Rather, it seems to cry, the night is good. All is well. All is well. So you should not worry if there is owl. So he's just acting like a watchdog of your house. So did you like the poem? Of course, yes. And did you note down the word meanings? Only 3 to 4 words are there that I found in this poem that you should note. Rest all are given in your glossary. You can copy it from there in your reader notebook. So some bookwork is also there related to this poem. So let's finish the bookwork. One more word I want to write is hoot. This is the sound of an owl, you can see. So that's all for the word meanings. Next, come to the bookwork. The poet calls the owl the forest sentinel because he is the fiercest creature in the jungle from whom you scare. Why he is called the forest sentinel, forest watchman? Flies about the jungle like a guard or a watchman at night, or is friendly and lovable? Yes, it's option number B. It's option number B for the first one. You will put a tick in your book with pencil. It flies about the jungle like a guard or a watchman in the night. The poet calls the owl a night bird on the prong because he hunts at night, sleeps at night, or sleeps during the day. So why he is called night bird on the prowl? I have discussed the meaning of prowl is to hunt for a prey. So it is hunts at night. Since he will be awake in the night, at night he does not sleep. Obviously, if we are awake in the evening, in the morning, so in the afternoon we always eat 3 times, lunch, breakfast and dinner. So since owl is awake at night, so he will be hunting at night. So it is option number A for the second one. Let's come to the third one now. For the poet, the call of the owl is a sound that makes him feel afraid, angry or reassured. So what will be your answer? Does it make you feel afraid? No. Does it make the poet feel angry? No. Does it make the poet feel reassured? Yes, it gives him the hope that everything is fine. You can sleep peacefully and there is no bad luck coming from the side of the owl. So it is option number C, that is reassured. So I hope you have done the book work. Then you might have heard a simile. We have done simile. I have discussed verbally with you, though we will be doing it in detail in the notebook. 3 to 4 types of figures of speech like simile, metaphor, personification. So here is one simile that they have used, as wise as a noun. When you want to compare any person's intelligence, then we always compare it with which bird? Can you tell me? Yes, it is. We always say that man is as intelligent as an owl. So just see how intelligent the owl is taken as. So if it is so wise, if we are just comparing our intelligence with the bird owl, how can it be harmful? How can it be so bad for us? No, it's not like that. We are to believe that there should be no good omen signs or bad omen signs, and owl is also a friendly creature. So he is just compared to a man's intelligence, as wise as a owl. Just see. Okay, so what I want you to do for today's work is, there are some pictures given in your book. If you can see, the owls eat flesh, hence it is a carnivorous animal. So we have already done that it's hunting for its prey, sitting on a perch and just looking for its prowl. So it's a carnivorous animal since it eats flesh. So similarly, write C for carnivorous, H for herbivorous, those who don't eat flesh, only eat grass, and O for omnivorous, which are both herbivorous and carnivorous, eating flesh and grass. So just in these boxes you will write down your answers, whether these animals are herbivorous, carnivorous or omnivorous, and in our next video we will take up the answers. So just do this small work. This is your homework for today. So I hope you have liked the poem. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay home.